Hey guys and dolls, and welcome into another video. My name is Jason, and today we are going to be talking about Palantir. And you're probably wondering about inflation and why the stock market is potentially crashing, or why there is another correction. Well, watch this video the entire way through because I will fully explain everything. I'm going to be showing you guys some really interesting information. I watched an interview with CEO with Karp. And guys, this company is phenomenal. I'm now absolutely convinced that this company are going to be a winner-takes-all in the market of data, and I think that they could be as big as a company such as Nvidia. And we know right now, guys, that Nvidia is worth 315 billion in market cap. And guys, we know that Nvidia is worth over $500. They have, their services in huge databases such as Amazon and artificial intelligence. And as we know, Cathie Wood believes that artificial intelligence is going to be worth more than 30 trillion coming into the next decade.
Because we think that is going to represent $30 trillion.
And it's going to open up a completely different new market, and it's going to allow a lot of new companies to prosper. Now, Palantir is a very disruptive innovation, and they are heavily focused on change. The way that we currently view data and the way that they use data is very different to how we currently use data, and there's nothing quite like this product on the market. And they are investing very, very aggressively right now inside their Palantir software to make sure that they are going to be an absolute winner. And they're using the government and the US Army as their main priority base so they can get those security and those intelligence systems up and working, and they know that that is going to prosper them into a strong growth into the future. Why? Because companies that work with a government have a much higher chance to succeed long term and become a winner as a winner takes all market. So guys, I just want to bring you some news as well about the market. A little update is that we have seen the bond yield, the 10-year treasury yield, go up to about 1.7%. Now, as this does happen, what we're going to see is we're going to continue to see a pullback in the market. Now, it's really important to understand why is this happening. Investors are shorting the bond market right now, which pushes the 10-year treasuries up, and essentially this is a hedge against inflation. And despite the fact that we had Jay Powell come out just the last 48 hours and give a huge speech that we are not raising interest rates until 2023, and he thinks that we are going to see a very slow economic recovery right now. We are nowhere near where the economy needs to be for the US, and they're going to do everything they can to stop the markets from crashing. This is still going on, and as we see a push to that 10-year treasury and it goes up to say 2 or maybe even 3, we are going to continue to have that volatility in the market, and we're always going to see a fluctuation, and we will have those corrections, those pullbacks. And when this does happen, guys, you're going to see those big growth stocks, they are going to be hit twice or even sometimes 3 times as hard. So if the S&P 500 is down 1%, you can expect NEO to be down 3%. If the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, for example, is down 3% in a day, then you can expect to see those growth stocks down maybe 10 to 11%. And this is just something that is going to happen. But what it's going to mean is it's going to mean that we are going to have a lot of volatility moving forward into the summer. But once the data starts to get backlogged and we do actually have more data coming out to show that we're not having that raise in interest rates towards the end of the year, that's when we're going to see a big shift back into the tech sector. Now, the reason this happens is because of one thing. We only get data quarterly. So every quarter we get interest rates reported to us. And with the 10-year treasury and the bond yields, this actually fluctuate on a day-to-day basis and is decided by the investors in the capital market by shorting or buying. So if the money is moving into the capital market on a daily basis and pushing the bonds up, there's nothing that we can do as retail investors to prevent that, despite the fact that Jay Powell may come out and say we're not raising interest rates, so the bond yields don't need to go up. But until we have that data and they come out and report quarterly, which is a much slower process, we are going to unfortunately see some volatility in the market. So what does that mean? This is not financial advice whatsoever. This is just what I'm doing with my money, my opinions. This is just for education and entertainment only. Personally, I am going to be making sure to build up my sum of dry powder, and I'm going to be taking profits a lot sooner this year than I wanted to or expected to. So if I have seen a big run up in the day, for example, and we are say sitting 10-15% up on some of our plays, I will actually start to capitalize, and I will start to do a little bit more day trading, which is something I don't like to do. But we are going to see some volatility moving forward, which all it means is that we are going to get those buying opportunities, and it's nothing to be scared of, guys. This is normal. The markets will move up and down, and it will settle once we do get into the summer months and we have that backlog of data. So I will always let you know if I am going to be selling out of my positions, and if you haven't checked out the community page on my YouTube, then be sure to check it out, because I do post on there daily with polls. I know a lot of you guys do tune into that, so I do thank you for doing that, because I love doing those little polls for you guys. It's really interesting to get some insights from you guys, how you're feeling, and also what videos you want. So always write on there if you want me me to potentially cover anything, and I will be sure to let you know if I am selling out of my position. Like I said, hopefully the Discord will be here around this time next week. It will definitely be up and running by April. So again, you'll be welcome to join in the Patreon there on the Discord, and then you will get my full-time buy and sell alert signals. That way you guys will not be left behind in these situations, bag holding anything, and you guys will know when I'm coming out of any place that I've talked about on the channel. So that is just a little update there. I'm not going to be too worried, but again, I will just be acting a little bit more cautiously and trying to keep that dry powder. And if we do see some big volatile moves down and those growth stocks do start to sell off about 10-15%, I will start to deploy my capital, because by the end of the year, guys, I truly believe that these growth sectors are going to be so undervalued that that shift from value traps is going to just absolutely flood back into those growth stocks, and they are going to fly up. And I think that tech by the end of the year is going to be the leading sector. I really think that we have seen quite a big shift into those recovery plays. They have gone up quite a substantial amount right now, and I don't think that it will be able to stay on that loop. I really think that at some point it will cap soon, and just like we saw at the beginning of this week when the tech sector actually started to jump back up because the growth stocks had lost so much value, some stocks had been beaten down about 50%, and again we saw a huge surge the next day. So this is going to continue to happen over the next few weeks and months. I don't think it will be as bad as it has been for the last 3 weeks where we did see that big correction, but again we will see that little volatility throughout the weeks where we are just going to unfortunately get those big red days, and for some reason some of the growth stocks may be down up to 10% in a day, but again it will start to bounce back. And if you ignore the noise, guys, I promise you that by the end of the year you will be very grateful that you are invested in a lot of these companies for the long term. But again, there's nothing wrong with taking some profits and buying back in on those dips if we do see big pushes up in a day. I'm talking 15-20%, and then again we see a 10% pullback the next day or two. So that is what I'm doing. Again, I will always be sure to let you know. So let's get into the charts in a second. Have a look at Palantir. I'm going to start by playing you this clip by the CEO from Alex Karp. It's very inspiring. Make sure to give this video a like and hit that big red subscribe button and join this family of investors. My name is Jason, and I make videos on the stock market every day, and I would love to have you on this journey with us, because we are absolutely smashing it on this channel, and we are set to dominate, guys, because I'm only putting you guys in plays that I know in the long term, because I am more of a long-term investor, are going to absolutely tear up the floor. And if you haven't seen my last video or my latest video on Palantir, which does break down through the whole website, their CEO, what they do, and where I see them going, then be sure to check out this video, and now that I will link above, because it's very interesting and it has a lot of insight into their CEO Alex Karp, how they started and where they plan on going, and also why ARK Invest are extremely bullish, and they have been buying up Palantir non-stop, especially since we have seen that correction and that pullback, because Palantir was at $44, guys, and it has come all the way back to about that $25 range. So I do think that we are having some nice opportunities right now to start to enter into this stock for the long term. This is going to be a very long-term play. It will be volatile, and as Alex Karp has said, he does not expect the share price to move because they are investing very aggressively right now. So they're not going to be having those big revenue spikes up, which is what Wall Street want to see. So we're not going to have those big price targets, but winner takes all market in 5 years, I can guarantee you the stock is going to be triple digits, and they are going to absolutely fly. And Alex Karp has actually said that he is still concentrating on a 30% minimal growth year over year. So guys, the growth is going to be there for Palantir, and I think that they are going to do extremely well, and I'm very happy to actually start to put more of my money in them, because the more research I do on them, the more I understand this company and where they actually see themselves. So let's play this clip right now by Alex Karp.
There are many insights, indeed some secrets, that have powered Palantir and got us from a company that in the beginning no one would believe would succeed, because we were heavily focused on strengthening the West through a near fanatical fixation on data integration and data protection. When we transferred to the commercial world, people didn't believe that would succeed, because there's no history of anybody going from government to commercial. When we became a global company, people didn't believe that would succeed, because typically companies that start in the American government or in America do not succeed or thrive abroad. We want to underscore this relentless focus, what you could call an insight secret, what should be a banality of business, of a long-term focus on the health of what we believe is and will continue to be one of, and will become, the most important software business in the world. And to do that, we're providing long-term guidance, pretty radical, in the sense that we are committing to keeping a growth threshold of above 30% for the next 5 years, but not focused on the day-to-day, quarter-to-quarter near-term focus that quite frankly destroys businesses is one of the main reasons why so many of our businesses, especially in tech, are actually only serving Wall Street and not serving their clients, and generate suboptimal returns over time because they too are a lagging indicator of the suboptimal performance. Institutions and societies which implement software effectively will dramatically outperform in every context. In the military context, in the clandestine context, in the COVID context, in the context of every commercial entity that we're involved in, and everyone I've ever seen and everyone you've seen, from clandestine services to providing AI in the most sensitive military contexts, to working with oil and gas companies, to airlines, to pharmaceutical research, to all aspects of helping to ameliorate the plague that is COVID. There's one trend: institutions, countries, individuals that can assess the value of software that can work now are the institutions that survive and provide value both in the government, commercial, and even moral context.
So guys, some really, really interesting insights there. And you guys know that ARK Invest are also extremely bullish on Palantir. So absolute value there from our CEO, Alex Harp. And you can see on the site, guys, they are literally working with everyone. They are working with all those industries, as they said, as you can see up here: cyber, energy, healthcare, law, AI. They've got the US government, the US military. There's so much going for them. So they are a huge tick in the box. So guys, let's go into the charts. So guys, you can see that we have had a big spike down from those highs of $44, and we are now in an area of consolidation, which I have drawn up here on the graph for you. And again, that is highs of about $27, and we have a floor of about $22. So if we do in fact come down anywhere below to that $22 mark, and we are getting at oversold levels on the RSI, then that is going to be a definite buy the dip opportunity in my eyes. And again, I do think that we have a very strong, clear support line here, because if we go back along, we can actually see that we have a clear indication that this line of support has been drawn up many times, and again 4 times there you can see that I have drawn a layer of support. So that means that we have a lot of buyers that will start to enter the market if we do go down to that $22 range. Again, it was going to take some more catalysts moving forward to actually spike that price above 28, so we'll have to wait and see what Palantir do come out with over the next month or two. But I do think that this is going to continue in this state of consolidation for the next few weeks. So there will be a chance, guys, to establish a position if you have not. And again, it is just about waiting patiently. If you are happy to load your boats, then again, I think that $25 is a fair price in the long term for this company, because again, I do see this as a triple-digit stock. But in the short term, we may see that doubt of volatility. But every chance that we do see where this stock does actually fall down, then this could be in fact buy the dip opportunity, a price gift, as you would say from CATHY would, to average your position down. So guys, make sure you keep that dry powder on the side. Be smart this year with your money, and I hope that you found this video very useful and insightful. If you did, then be sure to give this video a like. I really do hope that you are enjoying the content that I am bringing out on this channel. If you are, then be sure to let me know down below in the comments, because I love reading. I read all of your comments and I absolutely love hearing from you. My name is Jason. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Enjoy your weekend, and I will be here for you guys for anything that you need over the weekend. Just write me a comment and then I will get that back to you. So guys, that wraps up the video. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys at market opens in just a few hours time. Ciao.